Hi, and welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm your host, Eric Knowles. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
And welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles. And you already know that I'm excited. But today is kind of special. Our whole purpose is building businesses, women business, Black-owned business, minority-owned businesses. But my guest today, Miss Stephanie Briscoe. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And, I said I'm excited. We have a little story to tell. We studied yoga together. We got our 200-hour certification a few years ago.
Yes.
And Stephanie has been I kind of do yoga on the weekend. She does it every day, pretty much. I teach on the weekends, as I said. And we did our 200-hour course, and we've been in touch with one another ever since. And she's has Brisasana.
Yes.
Tell us about this. First of all, tell folks who you are before we go into the business side of it.
My name is Stephanie Briscoe. I came and I put my words together for Brisasana Yoga because Briscoe is my last name.
Okay.
And asana is seated pose. And I put it together because I've noticed when I would teach classes, the seated pose was like the most challenging pose because now you're in your own thoughts. You're sitting in your stillness. So I was like, I got to put this together. So that is what I did.
Yeah, Brisasana, asana. So for those who are watching and don't know the terminology, what is that terminology, asana? You said a sitting pose.
It's verbiage, or should I say a Sanskrit word from Hindi, and it's basically coming to a comfortable seating, whether it's crisscross applesauce, whether it's laying down, but it's just basically a seated pose of stillness.
Right. Yoga, obviously something very special and near and dear to my heart. I know that I practiced yoga for many, many years, several years, and I was off and on, like probably most people, they're off and on in it. And then I got serious about it and then got into the mindset of wanting to teach, and which actually helps you learn more. It takes you more in depth of yoga because most people think of yoga as the movement.
Stretches
that they see. So what was your yoga journey like, and from the beginning until now, and actually teaching?
Okay, my yoga journey was just stretching at first. I used to go to the gym and I didn't want to stretch. I would stretch when my body was warmed up. And then what really got me into it, I would see people doing yoga. At the time, I didn't know what it was called. All I saw making movements. It looked like Tai Chi, Kung Fu. And I was like, what are they doing? But they looked like they were so relaxed in their own world. And I know it's cheesy, but I saw things on the Health Network, Exercise Network, and I did my homework on it. And I said, you know what? I can do this. Mm-hmm. And once I got into it, it just blew my mind. And I just continued going on the classes. My instructors were like, come on, how much classes you're going to go to? When are you going to be ready to teach? And I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And then finally, I got the nerve and I was like, okay, this is it. Took the class. And ever since then, I just said, yes, this is my thing.
Right. And again, talking about yoga, a lot of people, a lot of men don't do it. And women, there are a lot of women who don't do it because they think it's easy. Oh, I'm not going to get anything out of that.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people. Yoga is a disciplinary movement and a practice. It's not just on and off the mat. It's awareness. It's what you eat. It's what you ingest, what you digest. It's not just stretches, poses, and asanas. It's a whole lifestyle change. And it starts about, your mental. And a lot of men don't take it because they think it's feminine. But I do get guys that come in that have injuries. And once they get into it, they continue their practice at home, which is fine, but they continue with it. Women as well, they find it overwhelming because they see things on Instagram. And I'm like, I take them to their journey because I remember how I was when I started. I was
Right.
like, oh, wait, my leg. Oh, give me a minute. And so that is what I tell people. Yoga is just a lifestyle. It's not all about getting into those poses. It's getting into the poses your body is ready to get into at that time. Then you continue on and grow into it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And, again, as I was saying, most people, they see, like you say, look at Instagram or whatever, social media, and you see people in the poses. And I'm going to, I guess, go a little deeper. They're basically, as they say, 8 limbs of yoga.
Yes.
You want to tell them about that a little bit? Some of them?
I would say the 8 limbs of yoga it's basically, to me, I compare like to my yamas and niyamas.
Right.
It's definitely a lifestyle. It's the breathing. It's the morals. It's your inner laws, should I say. It's the movement. It's your thoughts. It's just so much that you could digest and then change into your own understanding. Oh my gosh. But to me, what the 8 limbs brought to me was me to be more connected with people.
Mm-hmm.
The 8 limbs gave me the ability to just like step back and sometimes just observe. And that's what the 8 limbs brought to me. I mean, I don't know every single one of the 8 limbs.
We don't remember. I didn't want you to go
I
there.
don't remember all of them, but that's what they brought to me.
The first two that you mentioned, the yamas and the niyamas. And when they talk about the yamas and the niyamas, and I always get them mixed up, are things that you should be doing: eating healthy, eating well, sleeping, getting proper sleep, those parts. And then the other side of that is the things that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't treat people bad. You shouldn't overeat. Shouldn't smoke. Shouldn't overdrink. Those things. And really, it's more of a spiritual journey.
It is.
And talk about that just a little bit.
So I would say the spiritual journey of yoga, it's, like I said, it's within. It's understanding yourself. It's becoming like a detox and a cleanse. And once you're detoxed and cleansed, you're able to be more spiritual because you're not so distracted by all the noise, because what you're eating, what you're digesting, and what you're reading. So now you're reading things that will bring you cleansiness to your mental, and you're having an open heart now. You're being more forgiving. You're letting go things that held you, so you're not able to be more proactive or more imaginative or creative or helping people. And that's the whole thing about yoga. It's helping people, connecting, and getting them to become a whole realm of well-being and a better them.
Right.
So yeah, once you get to that spiritual realm, it's like you said, it's what you eat. You change your eating, you change your environment. You know places that you don't need to go because it's going to cause harm to you mentally. And once you become more in that walk, you do become aware of what you eat and your environment, your friends, and everything. So yes.
It's a lifestyle, and it actually gives you a different perspective on how you live. And as you said, where you put yourself in situations that you probably wouldn't have changed that dynamic. But we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back. We'll hear from one of our supporters.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with my good friend Stephanie Briscoe, and we're talking about yoga. For those of you who've never practiced, it is amazing to get on the mat and just let go. And one of the things that we talk about in yoga, one of the important things is breathing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, we all have heard when we're upset, stop and take a breath.
Yes.
Breathe.
Absolutely.
You're excited, breathe. Calm down, breathe. So talk about this whole breath thing in yoga, because I mean, you go to yoga class and you hear people.
That's true.
You hear some people are loud, some people you don't hear them, but talk about that.
Okay, so breathing is very, or should I say, extremely important.
If we ain't breathing, we're dead.
Yes, that's true. But the thing about it is, like, we take a little and then we keep going. It's not until we get angry, we just bring it from all within. And that's the same breath that we need to have, but at a calmness when we're getting anxieties, when we're finding ourselves overwhelming, and you have to like just breathe. And just breathing is just taking a moment, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathing all the way in. If you're sitting in the chair, sitting straight up, breathing in. Then you're going to exhale and do it as slowly as you can so you can calm the breath. And also into the yoga classes, some people breathe so deeply and beautifully because they're into it. They know that they have to breathe in, and their breath is connecting to their movements.
Exactly.
So again, I tell anybody, when you breathe, take a moment, step away, then breathe all the way in from your spine and all the way up, and then slowly let it out. But breathing is definitely important, especially in any activity you do, especially yoga. Yes, you need it.
And you know, they have, and actually there are classes that you sit in and you only do breathing exercises.
Yes. I want to say it's the Nidra yoga. It's just slow movements, like slow movements. You barely get into poses and you're sitting there and you're breathing. And some classes are just meditation and you're working on your pranas, or should I say breathing. And that definitely helps you out as well.
Right. And, you know, as we in yoga call it the ujjayi breath or the ocean breath.
Yes.
And the restrictions that you're holding it. And it makes you even go mentally deeper into the actual movement, because you're working your breath with your movement. As you said, it's a part of it.
Yes. And sometimes it's the vibration of your breath when you're holding your breath in and you're letting out. It's the vibration that your body is giving, and it makes you want to slow down and calm down as well.
Yeah. And that's it. Go back to that thing when you're upset, breathe, slow down, relax. So you've been practicing, and I know you've developed your own products. I've been watching.
Yes, thank you.
Talk about that whole marketing, that entrepreneurial part of it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so it started out with, again, the seated pose. And that t-shirt was for people that joined my class, joined the membership. And one of my students was like, Stephanie, I really like this shirt and you need to put it out. And I was like, what? And I put it out, and before you know it, I put out another shirt, and it was called Chi Shirt. And she is, key of life, your breath. And it glows in the dark. It gives a cosmo-like feeling and vibe. So that one, and I have another one that I'm going to put out, but I think I'm going to bring out the original because a lot of people like the original shirt. But moving on, I am into my juices because I tell people we have to be or take heed of our outer appearance as much as we do our inner appearance. So I came out with my juices.
Okay.
And my juices all the way down to detoxing from my green juice, from my ginger juice, from my watermelon juice.
Okay.
And I wanted to give people more of an insight, because you have to get the inner, you have to get the mind, because whatever the mind is saying, the body is listening to. So I put out my juices. So again, it's just I'm all into the market of putting Brisasana out there.
No, I love it. That's
Thank you.
the combination of the yoga and your products. Um, we were talking earlier about the fact that we both went to class or we studied and we got our 200-hour
Yes.
certification to teach. But there is another certification, 300-hour, which goes deeper
Yes.
into the practice. And I know we both said we both haven't done it. But what are your thoughts about it?
I would say, being that we took the 200, it was like the introduction.
Right.
And I feel that the 300 is going to be more in depth into yoga, more in depth spiritually, mentally, and physically. And I would tell anybody, if you're ready, go ahead and take that step. And I think it will probably bring a lot of things that, as a yoga instructor doing the 200, it's going to make you more connected to yoga and knowing that it's just, again, it's not just the poses, and it's going to probably connect you more with people as well. So I would tell anybody to take it.
Right. And it's important. I know you just mentioned it's more than just the poses. And I mean, I can't talk about it enough because, again, people, they see the movement. And yoga, as you said, it's really a lifestyle. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you interact with others. I know that one of the poses that everybody loves is Shavasana.
Yes. Yes. They're like, whew, hallelujah. It's done.
For those of you who don't know, that's when it's actually at the end and you actually lay down and you basically woosah.
Yes, absolutely.
But talk about that thing, like when you do a mountain pose or you're doing, as I was saying, Shavasana, staying still. Many of us just can't stay still. So talk about that part of yoga.
I would say that's when your mantra comes in, your motto or your prayer comes in, because you have to bring your mental to stillness at first, because now you're being in a moment of your voice. You're hearing your thoughts. I'm talking about even if you left the stove on, if you weren't sure if you'll unlock the door, but now you're in stillness. So now you're one with your thoughts. So bringing in your mantra, bringing in your prayer, bringing in your motto, and reversing that, not reversing it, but keep repeating it over and over. And that'll bring you to stillness. And then again, becoming more aware of how your body is moving while you're in stillness, bringing it back to your breath and letting your body know, I'm in a safe place, I am calm, I am relaxed, and bringing it back to your breath, because it's true. That's the most challenging pose, because I'm telling you to be still. Yeah, so I tell anybody, use your mantra and use your breath.
Yeah, and as I say, we're all very busy and we're all used to moving.
Yeah.
And just to get there and to stay still sometimes is the hardest thing for us to in the practice. So what's the future for Brisasana Yoga?
Oh my goodness, as you asked. Okay, so I am soon ready to do a retreat. That is one of my things that I see in the future. I am looking to do a retreat. Also do more community work as well, and just break the barriers of what yoga mean to other people in our culture and other cultures, just so they know that yoga is just a mental well-being movement. And that is what I want to do. That is why I see it.
So how can someone get in touch with you?
Okay, you can. I have a website. Also, I would say the best right now is to reach me at Brisana's 007 at my Instagram. That is
007.
that is definitely a direct way to get to my attention and just to set up appointments or memberships and things like that. So yes.
And a phone number?
Yes, you can also reach me at my direct number is 305-495-1142.
Okay, 007.
Thank you.
Well, this has been the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm your host, Eric Knowles. We look forward to seeing you the next time. You can go to m-dcc.org or call us at 305-751-8648. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.